Hello, Happy New Year and welcome to this year's first NickRPGreen State of the Stream. These are short little videos where I talk about things about the stream openly, if it's something specific to the stream or just something I want to openly talk about. This time round, I'm going to look back on the stream in 2020 and talk about what went well, what went badly, and how I feel about the stream at the moment. As always, there is some gameplay footage that's going to be going on in the background. Today, I present to you Dark Souls 3. So, how about that stream, huh? Well, 2020 had its ups and downs. The year got off to a good start. I had broken free of the shackles of Dead by Daylight, and I was enjoying some stability with Vermintide 2. I had also decided that I was going to stream the entire Metal Gear saga. However, before I did that, I decided to run through Blasphemous on a Thursday first. Blasphemous was brilliant, an absolutely gorgeous game. I loved every minute of it, and it produced easily one of my best streaming moments of all time, which is yes! Oh, fucking hell. I really hope I haven't just woken up. So once Blasphemous was done, I started playing Metal Gear, which also had its ups and downs. It was an okay start. With Snake Eater was a good decision to start with, and that grabbed some attention early, and that was really fun. And then I finally got to play through Peace Walker, and that was really, really good. Up until the very end, it really started to drag at the end. Zadornov is missing, that whole thing just started to drag a little bit. And the interest did start to dwindle, and unfortunately I don't think Survive and Phantom Pain were the right things to then try and draw people in. It grabbed attention at times, but for the most part there just wasn't enough going on in these huge open worlds, and I struggled to make those entertaining. Unfortunately then Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake weren't then the right games to then pull people back in again, and it was very, very noticeable. In hindsight, if I go back and change anything, I probably wouldn't play through Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2. However, I stuck to my guns, and as I predicted, because I thought this was going to happen, things then picked up when I got started with Metal Gear Solid 1. And the stretch from MGS1 all the way through to Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is easily some of the most fun I've had streaming so far in the 3 years that I've been streaming. I know I've now got a small fan base just because of the Metal Gear content I've been doing, and I hope you'll stick around. I hope you're going to enjoy my first ever playthrough of Death Stranding, which is either starting very, very soon or has just started, depending on exactly when this video goes out. So whilst Metal Gear went relatively well, on the other hand, I don't think Tuesday Night Combat did quite so well, and no longer having the stability of a game like Dead by Daylight was starting to cause issues. And small streamers are often advised to find one game that isn't overly saturated, stick with it and build an audience around that, and that's what I'd done previously with Dead by Daylight, and it had worked very well. But now that I was getting rid of it, I was struggling to find a new game that I was gonna stick to and build the stream around. Vermintide 2 was good for a little bit, but I started to feel like it was getting repetitive and a bit dull, and I was determined that I wasn't going to make the same mistake that I made with Dead by Daylight, where I just kept on playing it and just didn't enjoy it. And so I started to stream lots of different things. I streamed some ranked League of Legends, I started streaming TFT, I streamed some Valorant, World War Z, Risk of Rain 2, there was a few other things in there as well, but it was really obvious that it wasn't retaining the interest that I'd had before. Then a glimmer of hope came. Brand new game, something that I'd been really interested in, something that could fill the void of a game that I'd once loved before, something that was new and exciting, and it could be that replacement. But Crucible had a pretty dire launch. It did not last very long for me, and then did not last very long as a game, and it wasn't too long until Amazon pulled it completely. And as much as I'd like to think lightning wouldn't strike twice, I kind of built my hopes up with Atlas Rogues as well, and did one stream of that, and then left it because I thought it was shit. So yeah, that was a disappointment as well. So after Crucible died, I'd really gotten into GTA Online off stream. I've been playing it pretty much every day with a few friends, so I thought I'd give that a crack on stream as well. And that had some modest success. I mean, the very first stream that I did, there was an issue with the Rockstar servers. The servers didn't go down, but I got into a game. Then the server started having all of these issues, so I suddenly had loads of people coming to my stream saying, how come you're in game? Like, I can't get in, the servers are down, how come you're playing? It's like, well, it happened after I got in, and so I'm still here, I'm playing. So that was quite interesting. I got a couple of followers just off the back of that, and the numbers were pretty good for that stream. And there were a couple of other streams where they went okay. You know, I got a small little band who kept wanting to join in and play with me and show me stuff. And then there was that one stream that I did a bonus stream on a Wednesday, where I was going to try and essentially, for lack of a better term, speed run a Diamond Casino heist, but I had a casino heist set up ready to go, and I needed to get that done first, and the game kept crashing like partway through the runs, and that kind of killed it for me. And after that, the community of people that I've been playing with kind of stopped playing GTA Online, and GTA Online sucks. If you're playing a solo, there are ways around it, and you can do it, but it's really shitty. It's so much better with other people. You really need a crew. And so as that kind of died down, I lost interest in that again, and yeah, that went away as well. However, around that time we did hit the 300 follower mark. So I did that bonus stream for 5 Nights at Freddy's 3, and that was alright. And then after GTA Online came fucking Among Us, and I promise, I'll try and promise, because I know the script and I know what's coming later, that this is the only time, one of only 2 times, where I'm going to be pissy in this video. So Among Us had started to become this huge thing, blown up out of nowhere, and I had lots of people around me off stream and on stream saying, oh, when are you going to play Among Us, and we should get together and play Among Us, and come on, let's all gather together. Nick, when are you going to stream Among Us, and all of that. And so eventually I sort of said, right, this is huge, people want to play it, let's do it. And then I did it, and almost no one turned up. Like, no one had any interest in joining in for games. I think I tried to do Among Us 3 times, and there were people who did turn up, and to those people who did, thank you so much. It was fun, but they weren't the people who'd been pestering me to stream and do stuff and want to play Among Us with me. These were people who were there on the day. I was like, yeah, I'll join in. So for those people, thank you so much, but unfortunately, because of the sort of stigma around what happened with that, and if anyone who has played Among Us on their own will know, Among Us also sucks when you're playing it on your own, well, at least when you're playing with random people. And yeah, it doesn't work. You really need a group. And so yeah, Among Us ended up being one of my least favourite experiences of streaming throughout the year. So that wasn't great, and I haven't really touched the game since. Yeah, that's my little pissy rant over. So following that, I then kind of found my stride again as I focused on teamfight tactics. Mainly because I figured that I was in plat, I was trying to get to diamond, and I thought, come on, surely having a status of a diamond player must be able to draw some people in. And it kind of did when the Fate set dropped in September, and as recent viewers will know, it's been the staple of Tuesday nights for the last 4 months. I've really enjoyed playing TFT, and it's going to continue into January as the mid-set update is coming in a couple of weeks' time. And it also works really well because it's a good opportunity to throw in a random game for Nightly Nonsense, because I can play 2 or 3 games of TFT, and if I'm getting bored, then I'll just move on to Nightly Nonsense. So make sure that you're holding on to your channel points and getting your requests in for Nightly Nonsense, because that's going to help. But on the other hand, Teamfight Tactics is a rather oversaturated game. It's a Riot game, of course. There's going to be tons and tons of people playing it. So I will continue to pursue other avenues if they come up, but for the time being, TFT seems to be working. Sticking with League of Legends then, I also streamed several Clash tournaments last year, and Clash was tricky, but for me at the very least, because whilst the actual Clash tournaments themselves and playing the games, it was loads of fun. It's some of the best League of Legends I played in my entire 8 years of playing. I think I've been playing League now, and yeah, some of the best times I've had. Everything that happened outside of the games and outside of the streams and in amongst the team was really terrible. I really didn't enjoy that bit. The main big frustration is we never had a group of 5 players who consistently played. We had to draft in other people that we didn't know at times, and including there was one time where we got a person in like 2 minutes before our game was going to start because another team member had let us down at the last second. So yeah, we played with this ADC who we had never even spoken to before, never mind played a game. Across 10 tournaments that we played, we had 11 different players instead of the 5 that we would usually expect, and I ended up, because of switching around to make these changes, I ended up playing top, jungle and bot in different tournaments, which meant, and a lot of that changed very quickly at first, and it meant that I struggled to focus on one role, and I had to do several different roles at the same time. So I struggled to sort of plant myself a little bit. I was trying to learn top this year, and that didn't really happen. We did win tier 3 in our second tournament because well, it was the second day of the first. It was the second day of the first tournament, and we won tier 3. But then we all got into we got enough between us to get to tier 2, and we never ever won tier 2. We came second a lot. It was usually second or fifth. We'd usually either lose the first one and then win the next 2, or win the first 2 and lose the final. So we never ever got first. And I think that was one of the things that was starting to annoy, because we were so close. We knew we could do it because we proved we could do it. We just didn't do it. So after that, we had a discussion about where we wanted to go next, and there were differing opinions of how to move forward, about how seriously we needed to take it. And my problem, and I know a couple of other people's problem, is we really weren't interested in training outside of it, because we were doing other stuff, and if we'd committed the time to it, it had been fine, but nobody wanted to commit the time to it at that point. And at that point, I thought, if no one's going to commit the time to it, then I don't see the point. So at that point, I said, look, I don't think this is going to work anymore. I'm gonna bounce. And as a result, I think other members of the team also did the same. I do know that one of our team members formed a new team, and on their very next tournament won tier 2. So congratulations to him. But it's a shame, because I really enjoyed that style of play, and I felt the streams, I think they did really well. They were fun, they were engaging, people seemed to enjoy them, and they did pull in some good numbers. And it is something I would like to get back into if the opportunity arises. I just don't think it's going to happen again with the same people. It would have to be a different team. But who knows? It might happen, might not. Watch this space. So after Clash died down, my weekends opened back up again, and that was just in time for me to formalise a little experiment I'd ran on Tabletop Simulator, and the experiment went well, and then pushing out to try and grab more people to take part went well, and thus Mansions of Madness Stream Experience was born. Created the character of the host, and thus created what I still think is the channel's most unique selling point to date. No other channel has done, to the best of my knowledge at least, from what I've seen, has done what I'm doing with Mansions of Madness quite in that way. I know there are other channels who play board games and do that kind of thing, but not quite in the style and method that I was doing. And I've really enjoyed it, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Now, I do have some stats for you that some of you might be interested in, and across the 18 games that I've played, and this includes the trial game that I ran as well, the community beat the host throughout the year. They won 11 games to 7. 47 different players have taken part, and of those 47, 16 players returned for at least one more game. It only took 3 games for the team to be made up of complete strangers, people that I didn't know. The first 2 games, I knew people who were on the team. The 3rd game, I didn't know anyone, so I was really pleased that happened quite quickly. Vistalgia and Dome Acolyte are currently tied for the most games played, both with 7 games each. Dome Acolyte is also the only player to win with me, with the host, through insanity when the rest of the team lost, and that didn't happen until game 14. Death by a Dingbat is the only player to lose when the rest of the team wins because he went insane, and that didn't happen until game 18. That was the very last game we played. Vengeful Impulses has been played 3 times and the Investigators have always won, whereas Altered Fates has been played twice and Investigators have never won. And finally, I have yet to have my next organisation milestone. When I said earlier that a team was made up of people that I didn't know, that was what I would call it, an organisation milestone. I haven't had my next one yet, which was for a pre-made team of 5 to approach me to ask me to host a game for them. So I'm hoping that happens one day. I do ask people, if you've got a pre-made team, come to me. But it hasn't happened yet. Maybe one day it will. Subactions has obviously been a massive boost to the stream. We have 53 members on Discord who use the investigator role, and whilst they don't all attribute to Mansions of Madness, since starting the stream experience, we have had 170 new followers to the stream. I am so grateful to all of the players for taking part, and to everyone who supported by sharing the game invites into their different communities or suggesting communities for me to go to try and wrangle new players. It's been fantastic. It's become the heart and the soul of the stream, but more than that, it's sparked a wider interest of board games for me again, and I've made a lot of new friends through it. I even spent New Year's Eve playing all sorts of wonderful games with some of those people to see me into 2021, and it was really nice to do something different for a silly idea that I thought might just hold interest for a couple of times. It's become easily one of the best parts of the NickRP stream, and it's something I'm very proud of, and I promise it will make a return this year at some point. Then, of course, there is the charity stream that took place in November, and the community raised exactly £1,000 for Global Giving's Coronavirus Relief Fund. Whilst it didn't exceed 2019's total, considering the year we've just had, everyone's been stretched from dealing with COVID and all of that in its own way, I still think it's a fantastic achievement that we were able to still raise that much money. So thank you again to everyone who donated, everyone who participated. You guys rock. You really are the best when it comes to this kind of thing. I did manage to screw up both speedruns, but at least this year I didn't fall asleep. And so finally, I made a team change this year. That's the other thing I really should address. After being mods for the last couple of years, I agreed with Rawburn90 and Milos Relax that I needed to let them go because we just weren't really doing anything with the mod team. And Aethys very kindly stepped in to join Heidi and myself. And Aethys has already proved to be such a fantastic mod. He helps out on the stream days, and off stream he contributes, he puts out his own ideas. He's already taught me a couple of things about streaming that I didn't know, and he's always looking for ways to improve the stream experience. So I'm really grateful that he's joined the team. And it would be a disservice to him if I didn't direct you to his stream as well. He's been streaming Guild Wars 2 when the new Living Worlds updates come out, so please check him out. He's currently working on his way to affiliate, so it'd be great if some people could follow him and give him a hand. It's twitch.tv/Aethys. There'll be a link in the description below. Oh, and I also did reconfigure the Discord server this year, and yeah, I've really enjoyed that. I really enjoy managing the Discord server. It's a lot of fun, creating channels and doing all of that. So I'm hoping the community engagement on Discord can continue to climb. So as far as the stream goes, that was 2020, but there is of course one other side to the stream, and that is Twitch itself. If you're a regular on Twitter or on the Twitch subreddit, then you'll know that the Twitch community is not in a happy place with Twitch at the moment. This year's been a year of Amazon seeing how far they can push to monetize and advertise the fuck out of Twitch before there's enough of a backlash for them to back down. But the numbers show it as well. In the middle of the year, engagement, followers, chat was at an all-time high, but as towards the end of the year, it's massively slumped. And now, while it'd be ignorant to claim that that's got nothing to do with my personality and my content and what I'm putting out there, I don't think it's unfair to also suggest that that has to do with Twitch itself. The biggest complaints are about pre-roll and mid-roll ads. It's actively putting people off checking out new and smaller streamers, because every time they click on a new stream, they have to watch a bunch of ads, and then if they get to that new streamer and they're AFK or they're not interesting or they're not talking, then they want to go away and click on another one, and then they have to watch another set of ads. And all that's doing is that's funneling people to stick with the really big streamers that they know, and you know, they're always going to watch, because you don't want to go off to another channel and have to watch a load of ads. And yeah, it sucks, and there's not a lot that the individual can do about it. Dropping ad-free viewing for Prime users was a mistake. Adding unavoidable mid-roll ads at random times to streams was a mistake. Forcing pre-roll ads on every single stream load is still a mistake. Even if you're watching a stream and you have to refresh it, you then have to watch more ads. It's only going to get worse unless Amazon cuts out the greed and allows Twitch to be what it needs to be, what it was always designed to be. So my advice for you viewers is to do one of two things. If you enjoy my content and you want to watch my content ad-free, then you can either subscribe, because then if you subscribe you don't have to watch any ads, although who bloody knows how long that's going to fucking last at the rate Amazon are going with it, or you get involved with ad blockers. And I know that Twitch like really hammers down on ad blockers, and it's really, really difficult to get around them. So, you know, if you can do it, then do it. But, you know, I do hope that the Twitch team gets their heads out from up their arses and makes this a platform worth watching again. And there you go. Okay, that's the second pissy bit that I knew was coming. Right. Well, that is it. That is the NickRP stream in 2020, and here's looking forward to 2021 to see what this year's in store. It's gotta be a lot better than last year. I can at least advise the NickRP stream will keep broadcasting. I'll continue to make it the best it can be. Whilst I am planning another state of the stream to talk about my thoughts on the future, which I've alluded to a little bit throughout this video, I've got another one that I want to do first about looking back on 2020 again, but this time how 2020 has affected me personally. It was originally going to be part of this video, and then I realised that it was starting to get too long and I wasn't going to have time, and I didn't want this to be another 45-minute slog like the last one was. So I'm going to do that one in a separate video, so please keep an eye out. It's going to be a bit more difficult and a bit more down to earth, but you know, I do hope that some people are interested. That is it for this state of the stream, at least. Please use the comment section or use Discord to ask questions or give suggestions or whatever. I'll do my best to answer every one of them, of course. And you can continue to check out the stream every Tuesday and Thursday from 8 PM GMT or 3 PM EST if you're in America. The usual links can be found in the description below. So, Happy New Year. Thank you very much for watching, and I do hope to see you on the stream at some time. Later.